Okay, so it's a little after midnight on, now it's Easter. And I think the energy is, there's something weird. There's definitely something weird going on. And it's super intense. Um, like Estella has been wiping out 3 accidents in a week. Is it just, maybe less than a week. Um, so, and it's like she can't hold it. It's like she's sitting there waiting in shame because she couldn't hold it because I was out of the room for a minute. It's like, shit. So, I don't know. I feel like so much stuff once I get my own place and my own fucking yard. Like, her whole life is about going out and roaming the yard, making sure everything's in place. And she needs more room. She wants to do it for the whole neighborhood. She did it at our old neighborhood. She does this one. She's got to stop at each house. She's got to study it and make sure. Then go to the next one. She's got to study it. And then the next one, and got to study it so that she can keep up with her area, whatever she decides is her area. And so that's why I always say it's like her pride. I swear to God. I don't know, maybe she was a lioness when she ate me. I don't know. I always thought it was a tiger. When I was a kid, I always thought it was a tiger. But it wasn't. It wasn't like sometimes, I mean, it would have been, sometimes it was striped, sometimes it wasn't, sometimes it was a killer. It was like, after a while, it just kept changing. But anyways, but the energy is so fucking intense. And so she was being really whiny. So I went and I laid down with her. And it was like 5 o'clock. And I was like, okay, I'll come lay down with you, God. And so I went and laid down with her because she wants to be like touching me. It makes her feel better. And then I go in and lay. And then she just lays down and it's so cute. Sometimes, last night, she put her head on the pillow and was like looking at me. I swear to God, her face started changing. I think it changed into a tiger at one point. But I was like, man, I wonder if this is all the different, like all these different people we are. Like, I kind of see it like, yeah, it's like this shuffling, this morphing of our face. Kind of like how I said, like, every soul that knows you from each thing, like nobody can, oh, well, now she looks like that, so I don't recognize her. No, it's like they would see you how they knew you. And it is like this morphing kind of thing. Like it is your soul or something, like how we see them up in the thing, up in the sky, the orbs or whatever, and they're moving, and I said it, they look like somebody's up there dancing. So it's like we're morphing shapes. We're morphing, and it's like we are all these things that we are. So this energy is morphing all of these parts of themselves, and it changes faces. Oh, and it's almost like when you greet another soul, like you knew him from this life or whatever, and you're in the soul world. Here, there's like a soul recognition. Like, I don't know, you can just, souls can just like recognize each other. It's like through the eyes or something. You just kind of get drawn into this person, and it's just a familiarity, like, and but like I've said, that some of those that draw you in my life, about my experience, it was like not for good lessons. But it is good lessons when it ends up changing you and making you better. So see how good and bad work together. So anyways, so we went to I laid down like at 5 or something, and then and Mickey stayed down here most of the afternoon because now he has decided he just is going to stand at the top of the stairs at this door and bark at me. And so I have to go up there all the time. And then he just gets excited, just like he just wants to hang, man. I just want to hang out. And so I just brought him down here. And he just walked around. And sometimes he would get to a spot and he would just stand there and bark. So I don't know. He can definitely see something. I mean, he always, ever since we ever got him, he had like that grayish kind of, I don't know, cataracts or something in his eyes. And he, and so it's only gotten way, way smokier. His eyes are really smoky. And you can tell he can't see good and he cannot fucking hear. Like, I don't know. Like, when you get these rescue ones, you don't really know their age or anything. And so you're just kind of guessing. But he, even when I took him to the vet and I was asking him, and they couldn't get it within 3 years. They were like, I don't know, could be 3, could be 6. And it's the same with Max too. They're like, well, he could be 2, it could be 4. No, I don't think they said 2. Archie is, well, he's 1 to 2. So I don't know. And he's grown. He's got a lot stockier. And Max, he's 4 to 6. So, I don't know. They just guess. People, oh, well, they can tell by their teeth and stuff. No, they can't always tell. It's like a range like that. So, anyways, I don't know. He's older. That's for sure. But so he seems to be like a little ringleader. And it's so crazy how he plays my mom. Because he'll sit on the bed and bark and bark and bark. And he won't get off himself. That motherfucker's getting off the bed and coming over here to this door. So he's figured out how to get himself off the bed. So, but there was at some point that he was barking, and maybe it was like, come get me off this bed, and I didn't. So he just got down and came to the stairs. But it seems like there was like an instigation of some party going on up there. And so anyways, it was like 10:30 and it was going crazy. And so I was like, I had got up, and I had seen the time was like 10:30. I was like, oh my fucking God, are you kidding me? Like, because I was so uncomfortable and I was so sore, and I just cannot get comfortable. I am so uncomfortable. And right now, like right by my belly button, if it was like, feels like some kind of muscle cramping or something. It's like, oh my God, what the fuck? And these still I going up and down these stairs is really making me, like, my knees keep being like sore, where you can tell it's like inflammation, and my feet. And I know this is irritating it, but something is causing the inflammation. And so it's got to be some chemical. And I don't know if it's something that we're breathing or whatever. And yesterday, yeah, the fucking download took, I couldn't believe it. I started like at 5 in the morning or something, and it finished like at 9 o'clock at night. And it was, and because I saw it when I got up, and that's what I was checking on. And it had just completed like an hour before. And the second one went on. Well, I had to restart it a zillion times. And sometimes I'll put the words, and sometimes I won't put any, no hashtags or anything. Because it's kind of like, well, is it the hashtags that are holding it up? And and so often it's the one with no hashtags goes on first. The other one was still bouncing back, just starting over. And it could not get past, it mostly stayed at like 0 to 3% and then start over. Because it would be 0 forever and ever and ever. And then it would finally move, and then it would go right back. Or it would go to 3, or it would be, once it would get up to 13, I would be like, oh, maybe this is it. It would start over. And then it said error at one point. And so I would be like, okay, what the fuck? So I would start fresh again. And the only thing I could tell is it was super cloudy. And if it is satellite shit that we're picking up on, I don't know, because I don't even know what the fuck. Like, there's so much fake shit. There's so much more too, like, with our new astronaut ladies. It's so, everything in this fucking, and you know what, to these, to the vamps, it wouldn't make a shit what we think. The story is for the generations ahead. Like, it isn't, it's like making a mark on the history so that they can spread this lie into the future. So that is what it is about. Like, we can all sit here and go like, oh my God, this is so ridiculous, this is so stupid. And Katy Perry just gets more and more annoying. Like, geez. Yeah, I mean, there's some soulless like creatures out there that just, now, you know, people are talking about her. It was Blake Lively was getting roasted for so long. Now Katy Perry. But they put themselves out there like, this is the way it was always going to go. And she is involved in like taking people's houses. There was this old guy, she wanted his house. Like, you think you've got money, you could buy any fucking house you want. And she decided she wants this house. And it's this old guy, he's 85-year-old vet. And so he has to get surgery. When he's doped up, he's like, okay, yeah, I'll sign. And so he signs on drugs. It even says, like, when you leave, like if you go get a colonoscopy and you get that and then you go home. So a day's surgery kind of thing. It even says you're not supposed to sign documents or anything. It doesn't count if you're on drugs. It's a, I don't know, it's a corporate loophole. I don't know, it could be constitutional, but I don't know that they really were making that a thing back then. But anyways, and think about that too. Like, I don't know. Because the Constitution is still a motherfucking trap, dude. It still is somebody over us, and it still is like, I don't know. Was it really the people trying to stand up to the crown saying, hey, we've got God's law on our side, so... And so many more people are like, how are they selling us land? How are it's so funny because this is stuff I was saying like 10 years ago. It's like, oh God, finally. But it is, there's, I don't know. There's just more to this fucking bullshit. But on the getting up, and then it was like wild. So the download took all fucking day. It's gonna be crazy because this one, I don't know how, it seems more clear. So we'll see if this one goes on real fast, because the past week or so, they've been going on like 2 hours. And so if this one goes on really fast, then it's gonna look like I did the video on the same day, but really it's a whole nother day, like a whole fucking day happened. And the days are weird. Like, I had just been noticing right before I saw that guy's video how, God dang, my mom's, I gotta go pick her up in the morning. Like, fuck, that was the fastest fucking week. It just like spun. And then I was like, well, I was busy. I went up and down those stairs so fucking many times. And I was like, fuck, that was busy. So... But still, something just seems weird. Just like when I got out, so their dogs are going crazy. So I go up there. The cats, it's like the craziest fucking thing. I was like, what in the holy hell? And I'm thinking, okay, this has got to be the energy. And the moon it disappeared again. So it wasn't there yesterday. I haven't seen it tonight. And so, I've had the garage open a couple times. So it did its big, holy, big display. And then over here where we are, wherever our land mass is, we are, it disappeared again. So it is, but this, and I don't know what the thing is supposed to be on today, but there's definitely energy things happening. So something could go down, man. I'm always listening for trumpets, lights out in the sky, any big explosions. It's like, is the sky opening? Please. God, I sound like a crazy person to most of the world. So anyways, so I go up there and it's a fucking party town. So then I just start feeding. I gave the dogs treats, and then I gave the cats, I just fed them again. And they were all just some were throwing their dishes and shit. That is one thing. Even that fucking panther cat down there, and when he finishes, he just pushes the dishes out. Here you go. It's the weirdest thing. I was like, maybe it's a shapeshifter that's living down there. I don't know. It's the weirdest fucking shit. Like, everything is so weird, man. So I go up there and I just feed them, do all this stuff, and let them out again. Up there messing around with them, and that's when Cell had her accident. And so I finished with them and tell them, look, you guys gotta go to bed. Like, go to bed and go and put my, well, Mickey came back to the door and started barking. And so then I'd go up again. And then I went and said, you're going into bed. Go to bed. And so I just went and put him in bed, and he hasn't done it again since. But he seems like quite the instigator. He gets them all rattled up and going. And so, anyways, it's been calm and quiet up there for like an hour or so. So hopefully, because then down here, it all started down here. And so then they've all had treats, been in and out, and all sorts of stuff. Still is already, now she got up, she was up, she's being in a mood. Like, you know, if she's fighting something in her kidney and blah, like, and something's going on. But it's I'd have 4 days of the one stuff. And so I'm going to do, because if I do another day, that's going to do a whole tube. And so I'm going to finish this tube. And that's in 5 days. And so then I'm going to take like 4 days and do nothing. And then that other stuff is going to get in here too. But then I'm going to do another tube of it. So it will be one tube and then a break and then the other tube. And then I'm going to be starting her with the drops. Well, all 3 of them will start with that, with the drops and the water. And so, you know, I'll try to do everything I can to clear up whatever is going on. But, you know, I mean, they know how to attack our body. They know how to attack everybody with these chemicals and where to attack and stuff. Like, it's not by accidents. Like, I swear to God, it's so creepy. Like, they probably do follow our DNA. They probably do know exactly who to attack where. Like, it wouldn't even surprise me if they've got, I don't know, there's so many weird things about the whole weird world here. But oh yeah, because the energy, and so you're morphing. And so it's like we're all shapeshifters. We can just shift into, so I'm got, like, after this life, say, and I had the experience of being this character, and then it just goes into my toolbox of my energy, and so into my toolbox of experiences. And so, say I'm somewhere and, you know, morphing around, and then all of a sudden, you know, I'm talking to somebody from this life and I morph into what I look like in this life. It's kind of like that. You just kind of become that for a minute, then you pull back in, then you become this for a minute, and then you pull back in. It's like this, like, you could become anything you want to be. And it's kind of like we are doing that right now. And this was weird. I keep having these weird things happen, you know, just like this rings and rings and rings in my head. And there's a whole thing to some of this stuff. Like, some of this stuff is much bigger, but like I've said, there's certain things that I'll talk more about because it needs the other side in order to make it make sense. So once things flip, then I'll be able to explain some of this stuff that I more, and because it will make more sense. But anyways, so like at the grocery store thing, where I was at the cash register, I'm ringing myself up at the thing, and the girl comes over and she just starts like, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," and I was just like, "Oh, thanks," and so she's just carrying on, and so then my mom, I don't know, she starts saying something to my mom, and she's like, well, my mom says, well, I'm her mom or something, and she says, don't you ever just look at her and go like, oh my God, I made that? And I keep on thinking that and thinking that and thinking that, like I can hear it, but I feel like that it is like a reverberation in my mom's brain, and like there's a more of a significance to it. But that's where I said, like, it will make more sense once the shift happens. So right now it's like, but it's weird because I can see these certain things, And so anyways, that one was strange, kind of, with that whole thing. And I don't know, I mean, that seems like a really nice, oh, did you ever look at that and just go like, wow, I made that? Like, gosh, that's kind of a really sweet compliment. Like, oh, I don't know, I was like, not something I was used to. So anyways, yesterday, so I had ordered, I see these commercials all the time for this marshmallow perfume. And I don't know. It's these trends or whatever. And I don't know if it's just these girls selling it. I don't fucking know. You just see it all the time. And so then I was like, I wonder what that smells like. But it smells good. But I love I like musky and I like vanilla. And so then I was like, I think I'm going to get some more vanilla body spray. Even though I'm looking at the ingredients, I'm thinking, what? And why do they even put color dye? Why do you need red number 40 and yellow number 10? Like, for real, like, what the fuck? That makes no motherfucking sense. And, but it smells good. So it's just this body mist stuff with, vanilla. So it was like $4 on Amazon. So I get this personal service from a $4 body spray, and the Amazon guy comes pulling up. So I went down the stairs because the other day he came and brought the stuff. He goes all the way up the stairs, and so I was like, oh, that's so nice. I'll go out and I'll just meet him out there, and so save him the steps. And so I go out there, and so he stops, and he's in a bigger truck. So it was a bigger delivery truck. He must have more deliveries or something. But I said, well, you can just turn in there and like back up. He goes, no, this big truck. And so then he starts like wanting to talk to me. He's just like wanting to chat. And and then he's like, well, you're not from around here, huh? You look different. You don't look like you're from around here. And he was a very dark, like Caribbean kind of accent or some kind of very good looking guy, but I would say pretty young. This is one thing too. Is like these guys, when they start like chatting, especially these young guys, and they start chatting you up and stuff, and then and you are like, no, sorry, you're just too young. It doesn't, it's like, no, oh, age doesn't matter. What do you care about age for? And stuff like that. It's like, I just kept feeling like, is this about to be this conversation? Because, I mean, it was like, he did not want to go. He was just sitting there talking and talking. Well, what do you do? Where are you from? I can't even remember all the stuff. It was like the same kind of thing as that girl. And I was thinking, I wonder, after you start like accepting yourself, like when you don't like yourself and you just want to change yourself, you want to be something different. And then, so I don't know, it's like it creates a distortion in your morph. And so then when you begin to accept yourself, appreciate yourself, go through all of the releasing, which is still, it's big, like it's still going, like I've got more to fucking say about that. And so when you are releasing all that, then if it isn't as you release all of the veil is like you put your own distortion kind of. And so when you take that away, then, so when you release all the distortion that is created from kind of like your attitude or something, then you become more pure to yourself. And if that isn't just more attractive to people, like it isn't necessarily like, what you look like or something, but it's this attraction thing. Like the inner you is like shining, and they're just like attracted to this, like, like this attraction, like a moth to a light or something. I don't know. I was just thinking, because I hear this kind of stuff like on the different videos or something, and so then my mind starts like putting it together, like things will happen, and then I start putting it together, like I don't know, that's just how my brain works. It starts putting things together, looking for patterns, trying to understand and put this together with this and this together with that. And then there's always like this other, where I'll talk to them, but sometimes you don't get stuff back. And then, or it's so subtle that it's really hard to pick up on. Like there's so much stuff that is so subtle. Like, what was it? Even the other day, what was that? Because it is like you're almost arguing with yourself. Because they'll say blah bitty blah, and then it's almost like I'm not doing that, and then you find out like, oh no, that's what you were supposed to do, and so it's supposed to do like I don't know how to explain it, because there isn't like you can do the wrong thing, but it is like the easiest one is always like the umbrella. Like you start to leave and you hear the voice say, oh, grab that umbrella. And you're like, look at it. It's so nice. I'm not getting the umbrella. And you just go. And you didn't listen to that little voice that was trying to help you out. And then it starts pouring on you in an hour or something. And then you're like, oh my God, why didn't I grab that fucking umbrella? And then it's like that voice was always like, well, to me, it's always like, well, I'm trying to tell you. And so but the more that you tune into that little voice and be like, oh, okay, yes, because there's so many times like I'll be doing something or something, you'll hear something and then you don't do it or don't, and then a minute later it's like, oh, just like going up and down the stairs and like I'm up there and I'm, oh, grab this. And I don't, and I just walk down and then I'm doing something and all of a sudden I need that. It's like, oh my gosh, I should just listen to the voice, because it's like a couple steps ahead on some stuff, even though it's not going to tell you every little thing that's going to happen. There's little things like that kind of helps you out, where I think it appears like you're almost magical, like everything's just in flow because you're tuned in, the voice is guiding you, and but you get it's so easy to get distracted. And there is so many things, like there's so many things playing out right now, and the energy is so intense, and it's I don't know, it was almost like when I went upstairs, it was like a whole new day. It's like my dog's too is like, I don't know, like I've already drank tea. I don't even know. I was thinking, well, I'm gonna probably go back to bed because I'm gonna have to, it's a few hours, like I gotta leave here like at 8:30 in the morning to go get her. And then I don't know what today is going to be like. If it's going to be sunny, then I'm sure I'm going to want to sit outside because it feels like you're wasting the day. If you live in a place that has seasons, then I think you know what I'm talking about. Because it's so crazy too. Because my mom has been down in Texas and she's like, it's so motherfucking cold down here. And the thing is all these people with their air conditioning. And they'll all be like, oh, I hate the cold. But then they live in the hot, and then they crank their fucking air conditioner, where people who live in the cold come down and freezing to death. It's like, what in the hell with this fucking cold ass shit? And but that is completely normal. Like, and it just is, to me, it seems so absurd. Like you say you hate the cold, but you keep your house like a deep freeze. And so anyways, but I think, for people who live in the seasons, there's so much time where you are kind of in hibernation, where you're in the house and the weather's too cold, too icy, too snowy, too rainy. It's just like, it's not where you really want to be out. Even though here, lots of people will be out doing stuff in the rain. Even over in Spokane, in Seattle, you'd have to be. Over on the west side, you have to be able to handle going out in the rain. I was out in the rain all the time doing stuff in the yard and stuff. But here, it doesn't rain near as much. It's a lot more drier. It's a lot it's more like sparser, like I don't know, it's just different. And it's like a totally different landscape almost from the east to the west. And in between and down south central, down where my kids live, that like reminds me of Arizona or something down there. And then you have like the plains, but then it's not just all flatlands and stuff, because then you get back into these it's a lot of curves and hills and mountains in Washington State. So anyways, let me think what I was going to say, because there was so the energy's weird. I think that as you heal, people find you more attractive, but it's because you love yourself, and that's attractive to people. And so and it's like they're just drawn to you or something. And it's like they don't even know why. Like, I think that guy is like, I don't know, are you under my spell? You're under my healed vixen spell? Like, you just want to sit here and talk to me about stuff? And he wants to talk to me again. Like, I was thinking, it wouldn't surprise me if he just shows up, comes by, says, hey, we'll go hang out for a while. Like, he was really, really nice, though. He was really sweet. But you could tell, like, he didn't want to go. He wanted to keep talking and talking. And that's why I was like, it's like this magnetic draw, I think, when people are like, because in our society, our world has been so broken for so long, and so many broken people. But as you start to heal, then it starts becoming attractive to people. Like, people start being drawn to that. Like, oh, that feels good, man. This person isn't trying to suck the life out of me. This person isn't playing games. This person's just being, and it's like people don't even realize, like, oh, I just want to sit here and be. So anyways, that our whole world is going to become like that more, where we all do just sit and talk for a minute, and not just like in this superficial, like, I mean, he was like really wanting to know like more about me and stuff. It wasn't just like, so did you see the game last week? How's the weather or something? No, he was like wanting to, and he was very interested, like, well, I know you couldn't be from around here. Only he's saying all this with this accent. But anyways, it's like, oh, he's making me feel so exotic. Like, and I said, well, thanks, I guess. I don't know. Cause he said, well, you don't look like you're from around here. I know you're not from around here. Like, okay, well, thanks, I guess. But there was more on the brother situation. So, I knew that there's always, I don't know, you can see through bullshit when you heal. And you can just see through it. Oh my God, my hair just is like, look at this. It just keeps going. Oh, please stop calling out. So yesterday there was it was like 5 or 10 pieces came out at once, and I was like, what the fuck, dude? And I go and throw them outside all the time, because it's like, oh, this is like a bird's dream, man, this fucking thread. And I was like, and then I was telling myself, well, maybe that's where our hair falls out. It's like part of nature. We're just giving back because they need it to build their nest. And also probably the mice too. Just look at that, man. It's like I could thread a needle. That's a long fucking thing. There you go. I could sew with this. When the doctor tried to sew my head, he tried to use my hair, but he didn't try and say he tried to braid it to close my wounds. But he said my hair was too healthy. It wouldn't stay tight. It just would go like, oh, let's just open back up. Okay, so anyways, on the situation. So it is expanded. So now I'm going. So everybody can rest easy, as I know it stresses people out. Like, oh my God, I know you're going to regret this. But I get that, because I had the same thing happen. Because when I had my shop, And the one girl, my dad had just died, and I had gone and see him and stuff. And there was years and years, like I had written him a letter and said, you weren't there to protect me. I had to be protected from you, like one of those letters. And I said, I'm not having anything to do with you with this drinking and all this shit all the time. And so I didn't have anything to do with them for a long, long time. And there was times he was in the hospital where they're like, Kelly, it's serious, like he could die. I was like, well, you know, yeah, this is what his life choices, man. He's all strung out or beat up. There was a few times, like he was in there, liver failure. And, but there was a time when, I don't know, during his homeless, drugged out days, and I think he got beat up. He's been beat up quite a few times in his life. I think he gets all wasted. But I don't know, you know, how good a fighter is. Maybe that's why I have no idea. He was a big guy though. And maybe that's why people wanted to whip up on him. I'm not sure. But he was also kind of a dick. Like, so, that was another reason. So, I don't know. He got the shit pounded out of him when he was like a homeless, druggy guy at one point. And I don't know what it was about. Probably some scheming. Or no telling with my dad. I swear to God. And so then they were like, oh, he's going to die. You got to go. And I was like, no. And so, but then once... I have no idea, like time had gone on, because I know I had seen him, because he got cancer, and then he had that surgery, and it had a hole in his throat, and maybe it was after that, then I started talking to him again, and then we went, and he met my kids, because he didn't get to be around my kids or anything, and so he met my kids like at a family reunion thing. We went over and he did a big, catfish fry thing. And so then and there's pictures and stuff, and so then I didn't see him for a long while. But then when he was dying, I went back and saw him, and I wasn't there when he died. They all lived a lot closer. And my one brother in California, but that is still closer. California is just like not that far from Texas. And Washington State, I'm way up here. And then my sister in North Carolina, it was just kind of, I don't know, they just seemed closer to me. But I think they were all there when he died. And so I went back after, and then I did a little funeral ceremony with his wife and their friends. And that's where I saw, like, oh, he really had people that really cared about him and had good relationships. Like, there was people who really liked him and stuff. And it made me really happy for him. You know, he got to experience people, like, really caring and loving him and stuff. So that was nice. And so then when I came back, this other girl, her dad was dying, and he was a biker, drug addict and stuff. And so it was the same kind of relationship where it was real broken. And and she had opted not to go. And I don't remember if his was liver failure too, or liver cancer is what my dad had been liver failure for fucking decades. But he then it was the cancer that got him after. But so I don't know, it was something with her dad, I don't remember, because he was in the hospital and she decided not to go, and I was like, you should go. It's like a closing the door kind of thing. It's like a release. And then so she didn't, and then it kept eating at her and eating at her. I don't know if she's let go by now or whatever, processed through. But I always think, like, sometimes you need to go and say, like, finish when it's a really hot relationship like that, where it's like really, if you don't go and don't say anything, then it's like, oh, I never got to say anything. I never got to fucking say what I wanted to say or something. Even though you can say it once they're gone, they can still hear you. They already know anyways. They already went through their life review. They already had to experience how they made you feel. So It's not like anybody can get away from it. They get to experience how you really, really felt. And so it's not even you telling them how you felt or how you think you felt or how you remember feeling. No, they get to go in and experience what they have done from the perspective of the other people they affected. And so, anyways, you can't get away from what you do. Like, and I think going and doing some shitty things to people is a hard thing to re-experience through their perspective. I think that's what drives reincarnation in our concept of this rebirth and reincarnation thing. But to me, I think that's kind of making it a lot more serious. I think it's a lot more just morphing realities, kind of. For experience, and we just play a part in that reality, we play a part in this reality, and then that's part of what we are. And so it's just a lot of morphing around out there. We're in an experience right now, but see, when you're in the slowdown of the experience, so if you took the orb, and it was morphing around, but then you went inside into the slowed down version, then it would be like you could go into the different storyline. You could go into this character's story. You could go into that character's story. And so that is kind of like what we are, and it's like a bigger version. It's like the universe is a giant morphine thing too. And so we just morph into these experiences, and that is why it's like slow down to experience it. But it already is set, and we're already on the way back. And that is, and it's like you aren't with it. You don't get what you're doing when you're trying to fight against what you're having happen, if you get what I'm saying. And so that's the thing of getting with the flow, getting like the the expression, the morphing thing going out. You can't fight that story. It is happening. And so you being in there trying to fight it, that just shows your own self that you don't, it's like you got to trust the storyline. You got to trust, like, woo, like you just got to trust, like, and not fight it. And there's a whole thing, and it's so weird too, because in this slow down version, it's like becomes people's world. It becomes people's life. And the 3D world is the only thing that they can understand. Confirmation. It's the only thing that they can comprehend. And so when you try and talk on another level, people think you're such a fucking nutcase, man. And so I was, there's something I'm leaving off there, but so that is where it has gone and expanded more. So it was whatever was my niece talking to my daughter, and then my daughter asking if I was going to go. And then I started having more people, you start having like, oh, are you going to go? Are you going to go? You should go. And then, so it starts feeling like this, I don't know, kind of like this, it feels like pressure, kind of like you got to please all these people. Like you have to prove that you love somebody. And then my mom was saying some stuff like, you should go and stuff. And, that she would watch the dogs or whatever, but that my sister and him were just sitting and talking and laughing about funny things from when they were younger or something. And I was like, and so whatever in this conversation, it starts being like, wants me to come, but I am not allowed to talk, basically. I'm not allowed, it's not just I'm not allowed to talk about any medical thing or what I think, nothing, because it's just too much of a stressor for everybody. I'm not allowed to talk about any of that, but I'm not allowed to talk about anything. I'm not allowed to talk about anything that I find interesting, the things that I talk about, the things I'm not supposed to talk about anything. I can't talk about the world. I can't talk about like, and then this is the thing. It's like, I don't need to just go and sit and start telling people, I get this outlet. I get to sit here and talk about it with you guys. But so it's not like I gotta go sit down and just start lecturing somebody about the shit that they don't see. But it is when they start fucking talking about shit, and it's like, that's not what's happening. That's not the truth. And then it's real hard to just sit there and play along and just watch all these people just swap misinformation around. And then you try and say something and it's like, okay, shut up, crazy. So I was really pissing me off. And then my daughter was looking for tickets, because then I was like, okay, well, I'll see about the daughter who's talking to my niece. I was like, I'll see if she wants to go with me, because she probably wants to go down there. She'd gone down there and hung out with them before. And so I was like, and then that would be a buffer. So I don't have to talk, because this pisses me the fuck off. And so then I decide, like, okay, or I asked her and she said, yeah, that she would go. And I'm like, okay, then that would be, and I said, let's just go for a couple days, just the weekend. For one thing, babysitting Stella is a chore, and that's going to be a lot for Mom. But for another thing, I'm supposed to go and not be fucking talking about anything. Just sit there, like, just, and, let's just talk about when we were a kid or something. Like, when she said that, I was like, man, I can't remember things to even, what would we talk about, like, with that stuff? Like, I don't know. I don't know. And so, because then when I look back, it's like, what I have no idea. Like, remember so-and-so from our neighborhood? Yeah, I remember. Like, we weren't hanging out and doing stuff. Like, he was hanging out with his little boyfriends, and I was hanging out with my girlfriends. And then, all of the kids would meet out in the neighborhood at night, and we'd all play hubcap. But it's like, I don't know. I mean, how much time can you sit and talk about that? And you can't just talk. Like, this wouldn't be a thing to go and talk about, like, to close the chapter. Then you're not allowed to talk about anything else. You can't disagree about anything, because that's just a big stressor. And so I was like, just go for the weekend. Let's just go for a quick trip. And then it started being like 4 days or something. I was like, it's too much. I can't just go there and there's this whole thing going on, and it pisses me off. And so I started saying, this started in 2020, where all of a sudden, I was a crazy person, and I grew up being like the weirdo, but that just becomes a part of your thing, where I don't know how your siblings perceive you or whatever. And, that you're just the weird sister, or the one who gets married too much, whatever, all their things. You went to school for too many things. You learn, just all their shit. And how they perceive me or look at me like I'm some sort of weirdo nutcase or something. And so then we grow up, and we just all go about our way. And then, but, I still went and saw him on trips and stuff like that, talked to him and everything. Went and helped when my brother was making that movie. I went to do work to help out and stuff. And so, I went on vacations with the brother, the fireman brother. Him and I went on vacations together and stuff. So I, hung out with him and did stuff. But it was when 2020. Well, when I got the brain injury first, that first was when I got the brain injury, I did weird shit. And so then that went along with, she's weird anyways. And then, but it was at this point when I started awakening. That is when, and I told a few people, and I have no idea what it was I said. I can't remember now. But I was telling people that the aliens were coming and not to be worried or whatever. I can't remember what all I was saying. But I told people in my family. I told the girl who does my facials. I don't remember who all I told. It wasn't like I knew tons of people. It was people I hung around with, but I told people. And I remember it was something about the aliens, and like that girl that I went to lunch with, that we were nurses together. And I started telling her, and she just like, okay, bye. Never talked to me again. That's how crazy people thought when you start saying aliens are real and they're coming. And I don't remember all the things that I knew or said. Maybe I was talking about Sumerian tablets. I have no idea. And so that was around 2016. And so people started thinking I was really wacky. And then my kids kept saying, oh, Mom, you're just high. Because I had started smoking because I went off all of the pills and whatnot. And or first I was just taking little candies, but then I started smoking because there would be all this group, and I loved it. So then I started being like, man, I really like smoking. And so anyways, let me think back where I was. So anyways, so they all decided, I was kind of nutty. But then once the Donald thing went, and so 2016 too, yeah, because that started being like a whole thing. And I was not going in that direction. I was for Bernie. And that was very close run. And that's what made no sense. That's where I could see, like, what the fuck? When all of a sudden they pulled Bernie and put in Hillary, like, that made no sense at all. And so that's when you can see, like, there's some fucking shady shit going on. And so then, but that's when I was on Facebook still. And that's when I started, and I was already awakening, and I was already talking about stuff, and people were already thinking I was nutty. But that's so when I started listening to other people. This is why I can say the things like that I noticed. So I started listening to other people, and that's where I started. It was on the stuff about Donald a lot. Was so much stuff in the conversation thing, and that's where I started seeing such a huge conversation was anti-Hillary, and people were like, man, she is a criminal, and you just would read it over and over and over and over. And I started telling other people, and this is where I started noticing nobody pays attention to what other people are fucking saying. If they don't agree with you, they'll just fight with you. They don't listen. They don't fucking listen. And I was like, well, so I started paying attention. Why aren't they listening? What is wrong with people? Like, why don't they listen to other people? And it's like, because biases. It's like they automatically assume, they generalize, you're a conservative, you're a Republican, you got nothing to say, I got nothing to hear from you, you stupid ass, you're a crazy Christian, go turn on Fox. And so it's like they've got a whole fucking thing playing out, which I started noticing because they started saying it to me, and I was none of the things that they were saying. It was like, what is this script fucking shit? And just all the pieces start going together. It's like people are on autopilot. They have no idea what they're fucking talking about. They just generalize. They're all just like, it's mental. And so I started seeing that nobody was listening to what anybody else had to say. And I started picking up on one thing about the conservatives is that they were already being attacked on their rights and stuff. And the liberals weren't listening. And so I was seeing like this divide happening. It's like these people are recognizing that these people are fucking with them, and then they're not getting this side support. This side is the ones that are supposed to come at them to get them back in a line. And there's so much bullying that goes on, name calling and all of that stuff. So these ones are used, like the brown shirts, to get these ones back in line. And that's why it's like these SJW, like they don't even realize what the fuck, man. You guys are fucking exactly what the Yahtzees ended up being, you know. You guys are just controlled by these fucking crazy people to go against your own people. And so, you know, we got to watch this play out. So, and it's crazy because, you know, it's played out in different ways at different times, but it's going to play out again. And I guess it's, you know, souls are on different sides of it at different times. But anyways, so at that time when I started saying, I started telling people, he's going to win. That guy's going to win. People lost their motherfucking mind. I couldn't believe it. And they were acting like I had put him in. And they were so fucking pissed. And I was like, I'm just telling you, he's going to win. Like, go read what people say. He's going to win. Like, for sure, for sure. And I don't know. I could pick up on that like a year for sure before it happened. People got so fucking pissed at me. So right then, they started treating me like I was picking him or something. So then, when I went on Twitter, it was kind of like I was like extra mean to him because I had to prove, like, I'm not supporting him. He does dumb things. He's mean. He's a pervert and all this stuff. Like, I bought into all the same bullshit that everybody else did. And so, I was mean. I said mean things. That's why I could see, like, oh, you get away with saying whatever the fuck you want to that guy on these Twitter and shit, but you can't say anything to these other people. Pelosi and stuff gets the Secret Service sent to you. And I still don't know, you know, which side, you know, if it's white or dark, you know. I have no idea. You just don't know who's who, you know. Are they watching out for you? But, you know, I'm completely censored, so. But also, in the spiritual realm, the right time is the time that things happen. And when it's the wrong time, then it won't work. And so there's a time and place for everything, because everything has its time and place. And that's why everything is set. That's why there's no reason to fight against the action. Just go with the flow. But all the people in the slow down version, they all think that you're crazy if you just go with the flow. And they are trying to control the flow. And they think that you are like a real loser if you don't try and control the flow. If you don't, you know, you're not out there pounding the pavement, you're letting things come to you. That just sounds crazy. Like, this was the second, because the other delivery guy too, I think it was, I know I've had this conversation besides the guy yesterday, because I was like, well, I won't be here, you know, all this stuff will be out of the way soon, because he's got this big truck, you know, and they got to turn around. And he was a FedEx guy too. But I said, so all this stuff will be gone, you know, and because my little dog yard and the cars are out here, because my mom's car is out here now, my car's out here. So this whole little part of the driveway is taken over. And so I was like, well, this will all be gone because I won't be here. I'll be leaving. Oh, when are you leaving? I said, I don't know, maybe by summertime, I would think. I don't know. This is the thing. It's like, I don't know, I'm waiting for the universe to tell me. Like, people don't get it. I'm just waiting to find out. And so then he's like, oh, what? Well, where are you going? I was like, I don't know. I'm waiting to find out. I'm just waiting for the universe to show me. And then people just think that's so kooky. It's so funny. But, I mean, that's the way it is. And when we all get kind of in that kind of thing, like, you know, I think it would be more... but yeah, for right now, I just sound kind of like a kook. Well, I don't know when I'm leaving. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just waiting for the universe to show me what's up. So, and it's just like, all I can say is like, I'm just in transition. This isn't my forever. But I don't know how long it is. So, but anyways, so I already had people thinking I was really kooky. But then it was so in my perspective, though, I could see, like, I could talk some shit on Donald. And I don't remember what it was. It may have just been when I saw in the media I had to be it. So when I had seen on the media when they was tuning in about the sickness, because I was like, this is some bullshit. What the fuck is they fucking pulling on this shit? And so I was tuning in to his updates every day when he would talk. And then I would see the clips and I would hear what people were saying. I was like, well, that's not what he said. That's not what happened. I said, go watch it. They're lying about him. Oh, goddamn. Oh, God. People lost their fucking mind when I said that. I was the most Trump-loving, motherfucking crazy racist. It became mental. I couldn't believe it. And so I was like, what in the hell is going on? But on the Twitter thing, once I had seen, like, God, I am being a bully to this guy. And so I went on and I just did this apology tweet on his thing, somewhere on his page thing. And I just left this thing. And it was going so viral, so fast. I couldn't even believe it. It was just going so fast. And Twitter just took down my account, just shut it down, shut the whole motherfucking thing down. I was like, oh my God. So if you say something dickhead to them, they'll push that. But if you say something nice, they will shut your account down. So I started seeing, like, I was putting pieces together that other people weren't seeing. And then I started seeing that I was somewhere along the way is when I started seeing about these other people, Schumer, all these fucking sellout little pussy bitches. So that's when I started going on their accounts. And that's when I started mentioning the word treason. And I was looking, because I wasn't allowed to share any of my own picture. Like, I couldn't go find a meme or something somewhere else. So I had to go and use just the ones off of Twitter, their own little GIFs and memes or whatever the fuck. And so I wanted to find an old-fashioned firing squad one. I wanted one of those, but I couldn't find one. But I did find a news. It was their own motherfucking thing. And Sears Service showed up for, because I was using it. I was putting it on certain politicians' things, saying, do you know what the what is that called? With the consequence, you know what the consequence is for that treason. And so that would be all. That's all I would do. Just leave a little thing and dangle it. Sometimes I would just put that. It's so funny. They show up at the driveway. They've got pictures of it all. And all these printouts of, did you hang this? Did you put this? And then the one guy's like, oh, we're not trying to go against your First Amendment rights. It's okay if you did. It's like, but what are you guys showing up? Well, we just got to make sure you're not a crazy person. Like, you're really not going to go and do something. Really. So, and all this time now, 5 years, I have not seen anyone else say all the fucking nonsense I've seen people say online. And I haven't seen anybody say that the service showed up at their doorstep to evaluate them. So, I don't know. I was totally sus over the whole fucking thing. But anyways, at that point, I was already, people saw me as completely insane, and my family. In 2020, that is when it really went crazy. And I became just like this nutcase, even where people want to talk to me. I was racist. I was crazy. I'm online. I believe anything I read, or I don't even remember all the stuff. It's like out of the narrative of the bad guys. And I became in the bad guys group. And I'm trying to push my conservative beliefs or something on you, because I don't want to watch people fucking raw dogging it on the goddamn movie I'm watching. Like, it's like, why do we need all of this? Like, I remember being a kid and being like, what do you think gay people do? What do you think? Well, there's no kid nowadays that has to wonder. It's like, it's fucking daytime TV. It's like right there for you if you want to see it. It's everywhere. And so it's just nonstop with this shit. And so, like, leave a little to the imagination, maybe, you know. And anyways, so by the point where I became crazy and people didn't want to talk to me, and they all became a group separate from me. And so somehow I've just gone off into hippie world of nature, and I'm anti-science or something, and they're all intelligent people, so they're all about the science. That's where it was like all these academics, and the science is my lord, the science is it all, and it's like, oh my god, the science is bought and paid for, bitch. Like, get into your conspiracy mind a little bit. Don't be so gullible. You're telling me I'm gullible. Like, look at you. Go look in the goddamn mirror. That is the thing. That's why the mirrors are coming. That's why this is going to be the time of mirrors, because this is when the universe is going to assist. Here you go. Have a hard look. And so, anyways, yeah, that is like, I told my mom, I said, go out there and point blank ask him if he even wants me to come, because I'm not going to be buying this thing and going, and I mean, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm not even allowed to speak. And then any of the people I'm talking to, it's like, oh my God, it's not just about you. This is hard, but you've got to let it go. If he doesn't want to do medical and stuff like that, it's like, this is bigger than that to me. This was a big thing in my healing. Everybody rejected me, everybody went against me, and when I was on Twitter and stuff, and I said it, and all of a sudden I felt like this sense of freedom, like, oh, they're gonna reject me and stuff, so now I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. So I was just like putting it out there, and then that led to here, where it was like, okay, well, now I'm just going to go all in on me. and it has been a process, like, of the healing and stuff. Like, it's not just like one thing, you heal and then it's all good. No, it's like one thing after another. Like, I'm far deep into my healing. And then this whole thing coming up, and how I was feeling so rejected, like nobody understands where I'm coming from. My daughter is, she said something like, well, you have to just, what was it? You can't just look for validation from everybody else for, that you need your stuff, whatever. And I said, I'm not looking for validation. I'm looking for acceptance. Of just who I am is okay. But my family wants me to simmer down, turn it down, be something different. And they've, I've been bullied me my whole life over being a weirdo, where I felt like some kind of weirdo for so long. And then you treat me like a weirdo. Oh my God, you're such a show off. Oh my God, make it all about you. Oh my God. It's like, what the fuck? God damn. Oh my God. And so, and this, you have to get focused on your own perspective, because you got so many coming at you, and everybody's got their own opinion about shit. And I was like, nobody understands where I'm coming from. Oh, see, you always feel misunderstood. It's not just about you. Yeah, because I am trying to say this is about me feeling like, if I'm not accepted, why do I want to go? Why? Well, I mean, so we can sit and talk about, yeah, remember Mark Cowart, and we used to go down to the tunnels and smoke cigarettes? Like, that's what we're gonna do? Like, I have good memories of us making the movie, and me getting to see him working, and us laughing, going to concerts and stuff. Like, we had a good time through the 6 weeks I was there. And I was still, out there on my brain injury too. I had some drunken stints of being a fool and stuff. And so I have a whole thing of being around him and stuff recently. I mean, there's a lot of people that haven't spent weeks on end, because I think that was 6 weeks that I lived at his house and went and worked with him every day making this movie. And there's lots of people who haven't spent, tons of time with a family member like that. And so we had a great time and everything. I have that great memory, much better than like trying to remember back. Like, well, let's see, what day, was there a day that we all were hanging out together? I don't know where my sister was coming, especially when my parents got divorced. She went and lived with my mom. And so I don't know. And I went back and forth. I was kicked out of one. I was just back and forth all the time. And It was like nobody wanted the hostile child. And so anyways, so I have those good memories. And then what was I going to say? Because I don't know, but the whole thing, I was saying like, well, I want to be around you, but I don't really want to be around you. Like, I don't want you bringing you with you. Just bring the shell and sit there. I was like, it was feeling so offensive. Okay, now Max he's just sitting here doing something. He's no telling. Max, what are you doing? Can you just lay down for a minute? No, not on top of me, okay? I'm busy. And stop raping the furniture. Stop. I'm telling you. It's just weird energy. I swear to God. So, okay, now we got Max too. I mean, Archie. Because I can't talk to anybody without Archie getting involved. It's like, what about me? What about you? You want to see? Oh, God, he's getting so fat. This. What about this? Little devil face. Oh, my God, here comes Max. Archie thinks he's the fucking kingpin. I swear to God. So, anyways, but it felt very much like, and I don't think that I am being, like, making it about me, like, but, you know, when you become the star of your own show, it is about you. Like, you are telling me, like, yeah, come here, but don't talk about anything. I'm not, and they're just like, well, all your weird stuff, like what the stuff you think, the stuff you believe. I've been getting that from my kids for years now, from everybody. Well, don't talk about the things that you think or believe. It's like, what could you hand me a script on my way in? You know, what is the acceptable conversation I can have with everybody? Because I'm not supposed to bring me into the situation, just like the whole thing with my brother on that thing. So I'm not allowed to bring me into this conversation. I can't say what I think, but everybody else can say what they think. And mostly everybody's just is like such a succumb to the, oh, well, this is where, you know, he's going to die. And so anyways, I don't know. The whole thing is shenanigans. And so, and he's supposed to be starting the, would you please get out of there? The IVCHEMO here at the beginning of the month. And so, I don't know. He could be super sick when I'm supposed to go at the end of the next month. So he could be super sick. He could be, I don't know, anything can happen. But I was even thinking, well, maybe I should go. Max, would you please get out of there? I'm sure he's got to go to the bathroom. Hold on, let me just go open the damn fucking door. Hold on. Go. Hurry it. There he goes. So, anyways, I'm gonna go for that. And my daughter did find direct flights, so that is one thing that is. And then we're paying extra to get tickets so we can change the dates, because I mean, he could be super sick when he starts doing that and saying, hey, nobody come right now. I don't know. But the direct flight's only 3.5 hours, but still, it's like, fuck, man. But if it's whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. Like, I mean, I can't just be. It's just like, it's gonna be a pain. Just the whole fucking the airports, all the shit. Just going even there and being like, do they even sell weed here? Like, what the fuck, man? It's just like, ugh. And then, you know, I sound like such a bitch, but it's like, this is all a big fucking show. Like, to go to prove that you love somebody that you love, that is very important to you, so important that you want them to try everything, but then you are the complete crazy person. And, you know what, and it's one thing, you know, if he was choosing this and he knew all of this, This is the thing. They all have this limited view of things, and they're making all their decisions based on this limitation. And every time I try and bring light into the room, it's like, oh my God, shut it down, shut it down. And that's my frustration. It's like, but you don't have the whole story. But that is the story. This is the story. You know, this is what we get to witness. This is what this is in this world. You know, people not having the whole story and how it's not a good thing, man. But that's what gets at me. You know, it's like you're making this decision, and plus, my sister and my brother are like, oh, well, John Hopkins and Cedar Sinai, they're the fucking kings. They're the ones who said. And it's like, those motherfuckers are so bought and paid for. This, like, I mean, yeah, we got our Supreme Cancer Center. We're the best. And, you know, yeah, those ones are going to put themselves out of business by telling you to go get the shit out of the fucking pet store. Yeah, just costs $15. Go get that shit and you'll be better. No, they're not going to do that. It's like, okay, but I'm sure there's no reason. They've got nothing going on. There's nothing about them. It's the whole world, like, but the corporation gets richer and richer, and we get poorer and poorer, and we get sicker and sicker. It's all by accident. It's like, it's so frustrating to me. But anyways, I'm a crazy person who's not allowed to talk about anything, not allowed to say anything. Like I said, I think my family all thinks I have a manifesto or something. And maybe that's what all these videos are. This is my manifesto. This is what they pull up when, I don't know, TSA arrests me. Oh, this lady, she's been talking online. So, like, they don't want people to wake up. You talk about it, and it's like, arrest her. So, anyways, now, though, I'm going to go, and it's, I don't know. I don't even know. Is it just the pressure of everybody telling me? Is it like the possibility is like, well, it could really be the last time you see him? And whatever it is, I'm hoping that once I get there and I'm back around his energy and stuff, I'll just kind of simmer down and I won't feel so much like everybody rejects me. Everybody thinks I'm a lame-o, and but what the fuck am I doing here? Like, why do you want me here? Like, what is the point of this? And so anyways, but that's what I keep saying about all this stuff happening is for things to be brought up in you. And it's like, oh my God, it's so weird sometimes how deep some of this stuff is. It's like the rejection and stuff. And what I can see, there's not really any fixing it. It's not like you can fix some of this stuff. It's just like you coming to terms or perspective or coming, you know, it's just like it's like we're having an experience. It's just an experience, and then you know, the experience plays out, and then it goes and plays out another experience and another experience. And so it's not like you can do the right thing or the wrong thing, but some things can be more affected to you. You know, it's what to me drives reincarnation again. It's like being affected by something and not being able to let go. And so I don't know, there's a whole thing with, but just all the people just playing on these roles, and you know, his wife, they're just like, well, and I knew this too. I knew I would make everybody too uncomfortable. And so anyways, I'm just hoping that my daughter is going to be like the buffer in that situation. And because I don't know, it's like people don't want to be around me. They don't want to hear me or anything. But anyways, I was thinking, well, maybe I ought to just go and like study bowling. I'm just going to go try and learn everything about bowling. And then I'm going to go, when I'm there, I'll just talk about bowling. Yeah, did you know this about bowling? Did you know where the pins were invented? Did you know why they started doing bowling? You know how many bowling leagues there are? You know how many people are on a bowling league? You know what the stats are? Like, I don't know. You get me something to talk about. Or, you know, try and just remember some things from when we were kids that is like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. It seems, I don't know. I'm just being in a bitch-ass mood. And that's one thing, too, yesterday. The energy was so intense. I felt like I'm gonna blow up at any moment. I'm just gonna fucking blow up. And it was so, and it feels the same. It just keeps going and going and going all since yesterday. And then I did see somebody saying about this Schumann resonance was having these big whiteout, intense spikes and stuff. And so I guess that's the energy that it just feels so motherfucking intense, man. And so all the things too that come up, it's like so much more like, oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Oh, okay, so I'm in the wrong. Okay, so everybody tells me I'm in the wrong. You know, well, you should. That's completely normal. You got to just put yourself aside. You put on a fake person and go and just, because it's the right thing. This splintering of this 3D into what makes sense. The 3D is this controlled, weird world, and everybody just kind of follows along, and then you have what makes sense, you know, following your gut, being normal, thinking things through, paying attention. And you know, it just, I don't know. The whole thing just seems weird. Everything seems weird. I feel weird right now. Everything seems weird. It feels weird. And so I don't even know what else to say. It's just weird. And this will probably go on real quick, and it'll look like I've got these videos that just, because it's probably not even 2 o'clock in the morning yet. It's an hour and 20. Yeah, so it's like it's like 1:30 in the morning or something. The other one just went on at 9. Well, we'll see how fast this one goes on. And, oh, well, let's see what this day brings. It's the 20th. I hope to God, like, fucking open the goddamn sky up. Like, let's just get on with it. But, see, we can't rush it. There's nothing we can do. That is why this learning how to go with the flow and letting things just happen is such a challenge. That's why that peace with the pace, you got to just find peace. And the pace is like, man, it's like sometimes walking Stella, like the sloth pace of like, I can't walk any slower. God damn. How can this be? So, anyways, let's just look at my hair and see if it's doing anything significant. I don't know, it looks kind of like the same. Doesn't look like, I don't know. And my tooth is sensitive as a motherfucker. That's what it looks like. It's really sensitive. So, I guess that's it. Let's just wrap it up. Guys, I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna work on processing, letting go. I really will maybe try and think of, I don't know, he's really into puzzles. Maybe I'll just bring a puzzle and bring I bet, see, I mean, he could be super sick once he starts that stuff. Which I'm just really hoping that creates the fasting and that he starts getting better because he can't eat because he pukes so much. So, and that's the one thing that's good about this weight gain, because then he's got weight that he can lose. Because that's one thing, when somebody who's skinny goes on chemo, that they are a lot more, it's a lot more likely that they will keel over than somebody who's heavier, because the heavier person can lose weight like that. So, anyways, we'll see where that goes. And there was, oh, yeah, and another thing, too. I can totally relate, to how they want to, oh, here, have some cake, enjoy it, and have some cookies and stuff like that. Because I find myself doing it with Stella, too. It's like, you know, and then I sit there and think, oh, my God, this is just feeding the CA if it's in there, which I'm sure. I mean, it's like, it's not like a stretch. Most animals have it. Most humans have it. Which, there's some weird shit going on with my eye again. But my eyeballs are clearing up really well. I can't believe how good I can see. But I have been taking the lutein, and I'm doing the black seed oil every day. 5 squirts of that. Oh, holy hell stuff. And the lutein. And so, and then whatever with that CHDI, that cleared something up, cleared something with the mucus and stuff, because I'm still not having coughing. If I even cough for anything, like if I eat something and a pepper goes down my throat and I just start coughing, there's like, it's the most driest, like, so weird. I used to be able to cough and it would be like this whole, not now. Now it's just like this. Where's my coughing? Like, it's weird. So anyways, but I've been feeling really good, except for all of a sudden all this inflammation that came, but that can totally be from the eating the chips or something, because they really do put this stuff on that I think it's stuff to make it addictive, that makes you so sick. Oh yeah, and there's so many people also catching on to the Soylent Green. There's so much more, like that Gravedigger. Now he's had threats on his job, like, you're gonna take that video down or you're getting fired. And but people are making videos talking about it, like everybody is seen now, and everybody's talking about it, where people are like adding up like how many cows there are and how much meat goes out in every burger joint, and they're like, okay, this makes no sense, this is impossible, what's happening? Like, what are they feeding us? So all of the pieces start going together. And so yeah, I'd be watching out what you eat, man, I'll tell you. But they definitely put shit in it to make you addicted. And anyways, that's just the whole thing. We've already talked about it. We'll talk about it again, though. It could be the brain injury. I don't know. So, but we will talk about it again, because it is our life. It is in the here and now. It is happening right here, right now. People are starting to realize, like, I don't think it's just human. Like, they're definitely dogs, too. And then when you really break it down, it's like, well, so is it okay to eat cows and pigs, but it's not okay to eat people and dogs? It's all perspective. Gotta prioritize. So anyways, we'll see how it all plays out. And I'm just hoping the sky opens up today and something big happens, whatever. It's like, I feel like sometimes like it drags, even though things are speeding up and it's getting more and more intense. It just feels like it just drags. God, it's so crazy. Like, this is a crazy, crazy time in this world. And if without people having any kind of spiritual understanding about things, I don't even know how they can even deal. Like, things are only going to just get more crazy. More people is losing their minds, going around, and so many of these kinds of things too. I think it's all a big part of the show. There's so much about this show. It's all about the awakening, though. Just keep in mind, everything that is going on is to get people to all wake up and get themselves into a conscious state. Let go of, it's like, get into your state of being a soul. Get out of your mindsets and pull into who you truly are, is basically. And I'm telling you, an important part of it is learning how to love yourself, learning how to love everybody, and how to have a loving day, because it's totally up to you. So we'll talk about it again tomorrow. Talk to you later. Bye.